Okay, so let's take questions. So on my YouTube channel, a lot of people have asked me some questions up front. So let me start answering those, okay? And I'll be getting into all of the questions as much as possible in the half an hour. So Nagarjuna asked, is fat burner the only way to lose fat? Nagarjuna, fat burners are actually supplements that can increase your metabolism and they don't burn fat as such. To burn fat, to lose weight, to get in shape, there is one simple formula. That formula is this. You have to first set up a diet that is devoid of junk food. And when it comes to carbohydrates and fat, these are energy dense food. So you have to reduce the amount of these energy dense food in your diet as number one step. Number two, to prevent excessive hunger, you have to increase the amount of fiber. And because you're going to work out to create that calorie deficit, increase protein so that your performance increases during your workout and hence burn a lot of fat. So once you set this up and then set up a lifestyle where you sleep 6.5 to 8 hours uninterrupted during the night and drink plenty of water, you will lose a lot of fat. Let me tell you this. I've been training a lot of clients, and almost 95% of my clients do not require any kind of fat burners. If at all they require, what do I suggest? There are certain very safe non-stimulant based fat burners like L-carnitine, conjugate linoleic acid, and medium chain triglyceride. It's a fat. These are the three compounds that I would be recommending them. L-carnitine, preferably pre-workout and pre-activity. Conjugate linoleic acid with a couple of their meals, and MCT first thing in the morning and pre-workout along with something like coffee or even, like on top of salad. These things work wonders for my clients. Then there was Raja, who asked that he is 13, he was muscular, and then once he started bulking up, he's become fat, and he was asking how to lose weight. Is it calorie deficit? First of all, you have to understand, Raja, that it's not just the calorie deficit to lose fat, it's about setting the environment. Like what I said, if you follow those guidelines in my previous answer, you will be able to lose a lot of fat. Okay. Then Himanshu Tova has asked, I want to ask that drinking detox water really helps in fat loss. Detox water is set only to detox your system. There are a lot of useless detox water ideas on the market. The number one detoxing agent is drinking a lot of water and sweating it out. So we eliminate toxins through two pathways. One is through the pores in our skin through sweat, and the second is through urine. So if you drink a lot of water, you have minimum probability of gaining toxins in your system. Second thing, avoid processed food and you will not gain any toxins. What is the relation between toxins and fat loss? Toxins usually get stored in the adipose tissue, that is the fat layer. And when your body requires additional energy, it has to pass a signal from your brain to your fat layer. And when it sends a signal, instead of falling on a fat cell, if it hits a toxin, it's not going to be able to take that calories from fat as energy. Hence, it comes back and then, like your fat loss becomes tough. So that's the reason why if I feel that somebody has more toxins in their blood because of their lifestyle or something like that, I put them on a detox. My detox is simple and very effective. And I'll be talking about my detox plan on a separate video very soon. Okay. BFR band workout. See, there are a lot of workouts, okay? When it comes to, like physical fitness, I'm not an advocate of only gym, though gym is the best way to do it. But I would say If you pick up any kind of physical activity 1 hour every day, you're going to see progress, and BFR is a good way to do. And this works only on the smaller muscles like your biceps, your calf, your triceps, and it doesn't actually incorporate, and you cannot actually incorporate this blood flow restriction on bigger muscles. So it's of, like lesser priority, I would say. But if you're trying to bring up your lagging biceps or triceps, then BFR is going to work. Body recomposition, engineering photographer. See, body recomposition is just a term, okay? If you lose fat and gain muscle, we call it body recomp. Ideally, what you should be looking for in a recomp kind of diet is based on your body fat, keep your carbohydrates low, eat a lot of essential fat and high amount of protein in your diet on regular intervals, and go to the gym to work out and stimulate growth, and do some cardio for your heart health and burning some extra calories, and you're going to see slow fat loss and slow muscle gain together. And this is what we call as body recomposition. Great. So what's the next question? Opinion about keto and paleo. See, keto and paleo are not practical diet, okay? So for me, like I eat very less carbohydrates as part of my lifestyle. When I was competing, I needed a lot of carbohydrates. After I stopped competing, you could see that I'm much smaller version than what I used to be. I'm at least 20 kilos lesser than what I used to be. But here is the thing. Right now, the amount of energy I need is less. So I eat very less carbohydrates in and around my workout, and all the other meals are only, like protein and essential fat with some fiber. Based on your goal and based on your lifestyle, you can keep your carbs away, but most of the Indians are brought up in a way where they eat a lot of rice or chapati. Taking them completely out, taking your native food completely out of your system is not going to do anything great. So you will have step by step. But there are cases where people become morbidly obese and they are like, at least, like carrying some 50, 60 additional kgs of fat in their body, where the doctor says they have to drop it off to survive and be healthy. In that case, I would recommend them to go on a keto or a paleo to lose that initial 20, 30 kgs of fat faster, but it's going to be very mentally taxing. After that, you can slowly switch back and reintroduce some carbs and start working out more. What if I oversleep or slept during evening, night, both? Will it affect? See, if you look at the Indian Ayurveda, it gives a very clear explanation about sleep. Too much or too less, both could be counteractive. If you're sleeping too much, then it means your metabolism is becoming slow and sluggish. And if you're sleeping too less, then your hormonal balance is thrown off, which means your basic hormones like your testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, and all those things are going to suffer in numbers. So ideally, you need 6.5 to 8 hours of sleep in the night. Why during the night? Because this is the time when the hormone cycle goes through a negative feedback loop and helps you, maintain the hormone counts properly. And we are creatures who sleep in the night. That's how our genetics is programmed, so it works better that way. If you're tired, sleeping an hour or hour and a half during the hot summer noons is okay, because the body's coping mechanism is such. But if you're sleeping over 10 hours or something like that, and if you are an adult, then it is a serious problem. You will have to start working out a little bit more and pay attention to your metabolism. Murali, how to lose belly fat? Work from home causes more screen time. See, I would say get a Blu-ray prevention glasses. You get a lot of glasses for cheap rates also. So what happens is our mitochondria is programmed to wake up when there is red light, get charged, and is programmed to sleep when the blue light dims away. That is the sun's natural light and spectrum. But when we are seeing screen, the maximum light that it emits is blue, and hence it directly affects your sleep cycle and indirectly affects the hormone balance in your body that makes, like fat gaining a little bit faster. The reason is if your estrogen level is high, you gain weight very fast. So wearing a blue light prevention glasses would be the step number one, and step number two would be every 30 minutes, wake up and walk for 2 minutes, and you will stay very active, and that would help you, like keep your weight off. I don't own a gym, Dracula. I work out at Flux Fitness Studio in Alwarpet. Kubendran has asked, oh my God, I skipped few questions. I'll get back to them. There are a lot of them. Okay. Kubendran, sir, how to start the first day in gym? I would say go to a gym where there is a good trainer and start with a guidance. Though I can tell you millions of things over the internet, having someone next to you to start your first workout is always recommended. I'm a tall person. What will you suggest for 60 person who's skinny fat? Whoever you are, if you're skinny fat or if you're fat or if you're very slim, the number one thing is weight training to stimulate growth in the muscle. Number two, good protein-rich diet and good sleep. I am a non-vegetarian Arya and I choose to be. What is there to be honest? You can see my Insta stories and everywhere I post whatever I eat openly and I discuss everything openly. So you need not worry about how honest I am, and I'm not looking for any certificate either. Sir, is it possible to build abs in 6 months? Everyone has a six-pack inside your stomach. Only thing is there is a fat layer covering it. So if you get rid of the fat, based on how much fat you have, some people need only 40 days, some people need 4 years. So based on how much fat you have, it will determine how long it will take for you to show those six-pack. What is pre-workout meal in the morning for weight training? See, right now, if I work out in the morning, I work out in the fasted state because I'm not trying to really build muscle. But when I was trying to build muscle, I used to either have whey protein with oats and a banana, or I would have egg whites and a couple of yolks. When I say egg whites, for my body weight, I used to eat like 12 egg whites and 2 yolks and 50 grams of oats and a banana. Okay, so I may not be able to answer Hindi questions right now. Gas problem. So people, whoever has gas problem, the number one contributor is you don't chew well. Okay, you digest half of your food by breaking it into smaller pieces in the mouth, and the saliva breaks them further. If you miss that and start swallowing food, then obviously digestion becomes tough and you start eliminating a lot of gas, which could be a problem for people next to you. Okay. Sir, on which all exercise do you really need belt? You don't need belt on any exercise where your form is right and you're not lifting too heavy. But when you're lifting very heavy, what happens is your core tends to loosen up and your form becomes slouchy. For example, up to 120, 140 kgs on my deadlift, I don't wear my belt, and when I cross 140 kgs, for safety purpose, I wear belt. How to use creatine? I would say use creatine 3 to 5 grams pre or post workout. It really doesn't matter. Around your workout, it helps you increase your strength naturally. So Stephen, sir, I am 15 and about 80 kgs. Sir, I have been working out with weights last month. Sir, I have more fat deposited in chest, stomach and legs. Advice to burn fat. See, if you look at the beginning of the live session, I gave you simple steps to burn fat. Spot reduction of fat is absolutely not possible. All you need to do is stick on to the fat loss diet, work out, and a good sleeping habit. The place where you gain fat first is the place where you will lose last. For example, I have, let's say, one book, and on top of it, I keep another book. Only if I get rid of this, then the first book can be removed, right? So that way, your fat also follows a pattern. So if you follow that pattern, you have to give it time to get burnt. So Selva Kumar, bro, please suggest diet for pure vegetarian. See, if you're a vegetarian, you need variety of food. So I would say include paneer, tofu, chana, rajma, sprouts, and all these kind of foods in your diet. One disadvantage that the vegetarians have is when you take non-vegetarian, it is pure protein, no carbohydrates and fat attached can be taken. But right now, all vegetarian sources has either excess carbohydrate or fat in it. So you will have to do additional cardio or high intensity workout compared to those of non-vegetarians. What is citral malate? Is it natural? See, citral malate is a compound that is occurring in a lot of food, but it helps you get better pump, which the recent studies have shown a lot of pre-workouts are adding it now. But for me, if you ask me, my favorite pre-workout is plain old, good old coffee. Sugar-free skimmed milk healthy? Both are not healthy. Okay, sugar-free, one reason because it is artificial, and I wouldn't call it healthy, but I wouldn't call it unhealthy either. But skimmed milk is very, very unhealthy. Why? When you're drinking a whole milk, it is a complete meal, a balance between protein, milk sugar, that is lactose, and fat, so that the glycemic index, the speed at which it gets absorbed, is slow. But when you remove the fat, the lactose acts as a plain sugar and increases your insulin level very fast, which is not ideal in most of the situations. Drinking whole milk is better. Are you a vegetarian or non-vegetarian? I've already answered, Arya. You don't have to worry about my honesty. Guys, let's be frank, open, okay? So if you have been following me on my social media, I've been open about what I eat. When the entire North Indian group, which is against beef eating, came in bashing, I still continue posting what I was eating, including beef. Same way, I have used enhancement in the past and I have been open about it. The reason why I don't talk about names or recommend it online is for one simple reason. I have social responsibility, and there are a lot of kids who try to experiment on these without even trying to understand what it is and without guidance and without knowing the health risks. So I never talk about it online, and I talk about it only to professionals who have made the decision and a career in bodybuilding or powerlifting. Okay. So next, what's the next question? When I work out on my upper body gives good output, but my lower body doesn't get much bulk or shape. See, there are different types of fiber, like the type 2B and type 1 fiber. Type 2B responds to heavy load and accelerated speed. Type 1, the endurance type of fiber. For many people, the lower body is filled with the type 1 fiber, which is endurance. That is the reason why if you see many of the pro bodybuilders would be doing high reps for legs and low reps for upper body. So switch the rep scheme of your workout for your lower body compared to what you're doing right now, and I'm sure you will see very good results soon. Skinny fat person we have already seen. Okay, so here is one guy who wants to talk about Hilana. So he just wants to talk about jerking off, okay, masturbation. This is a topic that everyone wants to discuss. It's a taboo, and let me break things up clearly, okay? There was a recent study which I read through in this book, The Game Changers, and the study had a comparison, okay? Comparison of people who took narcotic addiction and people who were addicted to porn, okay? Their brain showed equal amount of addictive property and degeneration in the brain cells, which was astonishing. Okay, in fact, the people who were masturbating regularly had much more brain damage. Okay, that is number one. Number two is when you have the real sex. Okay, other than your male hormone and the happy hormone in your brain, the serotonin, there is something called as oxytocin, which gets released in your blood, which gives you the feel of, like feeling good and, like inclusive about the world, feeling loud and all those things, which doesn't happen with serotonin. People who masturbate do not secrete oxytocin, which leaves the blood in an imbalance when they finish off their thing. Okay, this is the reason why only the addictive property grows. Okay, so is it right or wrong is an ethical question, and there are people, like, who are used to sex and they don't get it, and once in a while they masturbate, they are not going to see any damage. But today's youth is going through a problem where it is a porn culture and they feel that it's a fancy thing to see porn every day, day in and day out. And there are people who message me that they cannot sleep without seeing porn and stuff like that. So when you are in that kind of situation, you are in for not just brain damage as such an addiction. Okay, if you want to achieve something big in your life, you want to become a millionaire, you want to become a doctor, you want to become a sports person, whatever may be your dream, instead of spending time on it, your brain will be always thinking about these things, which is a big letdown for your future goal. So it's not a place where I'm going to say right or wrong. I have put on the scientific facts, the logical facts in front of you. It's you who's going to decide. Okay. Okay, so bro, what supplement we can take for bodybuilding? Whey protein would be the most important supplement. Second thing would be omega-3 fats, which is very less in the food consumption today, and it makes sure your heart is healthy and like all your hormone functions work well. And then you can get on to all the other supplements like your amino acids, creatine, and there are millions of supplements. The most basic thing would be your whey protein and omega-3. Okay. Can we start gym at the age of 16? See, there is no age for gym, but logically, around 14 or 15 is when we get the sense of safety. We know we shouldn't touch fire when we lift heavy things, we shouldn't drop it off or else we'll get injured. And all those kinds of sense are fully developed at around the age of 14 or 15. So after that, you can definitely work out in a gym. And there is nothing like lifting weights will reduce your height. Scientifically, it's proved in multiple studies. I am doing ACSM certification course. Please tell me job opportunities in fitness industry. Okay, so fitness industry job offer, you will have to check with people who run gyms or nutrition centers. That would be the ideal place to ask for it. Kishore, there is no split that will say it is good for fat loss. Okay, fat loss happens when you create a perfect nutrition plan and do additional work more than what you consume, you start burning fat. Nistesh Sai, how to plan a diet for body recomposition? We have already discussed this in the beginning of the live. Gaming with Murali, I will be starting a Tamil channel soon, and if you see, I have an Insta page, Get Fit with Biglee, where I do Tamil live. Can I take whey and casein at the same day? See, there is no side effects. Okay, both are taken from milk. Whey is a fast absorbing protein. Casein is a slow absorbing protein. But when you're taking casein, make sure it is micellar casein and not calcium caseinate, because we cannot digest calcium caseinate that well. Micellar casein is good. So you can consume, for example, post-workout, you can consume whey, and before bed, you can consume casein. How to plan a diet for body recomposition? We have seen Bika, Dexamine, multivitamin daily. Multivitamin, yes. Water-soluble vitamins don't create much problem, but when you have fat-soluble vitamins, you have to be careful among the dosages. Hi coach, you talked about sleep. Tell us some tips to regulate our sleep and work like magic, especially for people who work in front of monitors. See, the number one thing for sleep is prevent Blu-ray. Keep all your electronic gadgets away from your bedroom at least 30 minutes before your sleep, and keep your bedroom pitch dark, and I'm sure you're going to sleep like a baby. Oh my God, I again skipped some questions. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find them back. My weight is 50 kg, daily going to gym, had taken pre-workout, also supplements on serious. Take healthy food, but my weight is not increasing. Okay, So the biggest problem today is when you want weight gain, the entire world suggests on serious mass. But let me tell you one fact clear. Okay, most of these weight gainers sold in India are fake. Many of the trainers, just for profit, give it to their clients knowing that it is fake. So the number one thing that you have to do is get your supplements from a trusted dealer. Okay, when it comes to the Indian brand, I would recommend Maxim. And if you are looking at a multi-brand showroom that sells only original supplements, go to Biceps, or you can go to the website biceps.com and pick up your supplements. But most important thing for weight gain is start eating more protein from chicken, fish, egg, and paneer and tofu if you're vegetarian, and start increasing good carbohydrates from your banana, potatoes, and you will definitely see weight gain. Small amount of chicken 6 days per week cause any health problems. Dude, I take chicken in large amount every day and I don't see any side effects. See, supplements is a luxury and not a mandate for muscle building. But in today's world, everything is prepared in an artificial way where we lose a lot of nutrients in the food which could have been present if they were in a natural way. And that's the reason why supplements are gaining so much popularity today. For visible six-pack, you need to get down somewhere around 10 to 11% at least, and to see a very demarcated abs, you need to get down below 8%. My everyday diet, range, doing, gaming. Okay, so what am I eating every day? So right now, I wake up and have a bulletproof coffee, which is a combination of black coffee, cow butter, and MCT oil. I do 40 minutes of cardio and then do my personal trainings, and I'm doing intermittent fasting right now. So I come back home and then I play with my daughter and have my breakfast, which could be 2 scoops of whey, 2 whole eggs, and some nuts. Then my lunch would be 200 grams of chicken, a big plate of vegetable salad with some olive oil on it, and some peanuts or almonds. And then in the afternoon, I might take 30 to 40 grams of whey protein with a spoon of peanut butter and 2 grams of fish oil. And then my dinner would be again 200 grams of chicken with salad. And some days I eat some sweet potatoes for carbs in it. And I work out between my breakfast and lunch. Okay, so we are almost on time, 27 minutes past. So I'm going to answer a few more questions before I close. And I'm going to do live regularly, guys. So don't worry if I have not answered your question on this live. I'll be answering every week, trying to pick up questions that are different from what we have already answered. Okay. So, hello, bro. I'm Satish. My weight is 50 kg. We have already answered. 74 kg, 173.5 centimeters. I have reduced carb intake and I have started having peanuts, apple. Say I look fit and I have lean muscle, but only I know I have belly fat. Start world, whatever you're doing is helping you lose fat in the overall body. Like I said, your belly would be the last place from where the fat goes off. So continue your journey. In the next couple of months, you will see the belly fat also reducing. How to maintain consistency in workout when I go to gym for 2 days? See, everybody thinks that they have to be motivated to go to gym. Okay, motivation is a very underrated word, or let me say it's an overrated word, because you have to create habits to achieve goals. One day you may be pissed off with your family, one day you may be pissed off with your work, one day you may be pissed off with your dog, one day you may be pissed off with whatever. And for each of the pissed off moment, you take it out on food or skip your workout. But if you create a habit of going to the gym every day on the same time, and if you create a habit of eating only what is good for you, these habits are going to take you to your goal, not just motivation. So that's the reason why if you get into my transformation program, I help people create eating and working out habits that help them not only reach their goal, but maintain and surpass their goal expectations. How to manage night shifts? Please explain. Okay, so there are these spectrum lights that are available in the market that emit red light, blue, and dim blue, and plain. Okay, so when you Wake up in the night for doing your night shift, use the red lights, and then during the day anyways you'll be seeing your computer for the blue, and the dimmer lights when you come back from your shift, have your food and then go to sleep. This will help you maintain the sleep rhythm. But the best thing would be to slowly and gradually move into a day shift and sleep at night. Mahendra, look at the beginning of the live. It will be posted on my YouTube channel again. So there you will be able to see the tips for weight loss. See, Ashwin Visha, there used to be a time when people were natural in bodybuilding. That time you had the natural bodybuilding physique. But today, 99% of the shows are not tested, which means, I'll give you an example. In the country of nude, wearing dress is a sin. Okay, Master, tell about multivitamin tablets. See, when many people go on a calorie deficit diet, right, they miss out on a lot of micronutrients. A multivitamin pill acts as an insurance to balance all those. So if you go on a like calorie deficit diet, so you might have to consider about a good multivitamin diet. Detox water we have already discussed. Masturbation we have discussed. Multivitamin discussed. Okay. Calorie calculations, Sudarshan, I'm not someone who teaches calorie calculation. I believe in food portion and setting up the hormone rhythm in your body to burn fat. Why? Let's say you see the chicken, the broiler chicken that is slaughtered and we eat regularly, right? It gains like 1.5 kgs and grows into full size in less than 2 to 3 months when they inject it with estrogen. So if a person has more estrogen, he gains weight very, very fast and it's not a healthy weight. So calories are one way of seeing it, but maintaining a hormone balance is the primary thing. That's where I work with my clients mostly. Calorie counting will only confuse you. A gram of carbohydrate gives you 4 calories, a gram of protein gives you 4 calories. But people who have high protein diet gain less fat, and people who have high carbohydrate diet gain more fat around their waist. So let's not play the calorie game anymore. Okay, guys, so what I'll do is I'll wrap up this live session right now, and next week sometime I'll announce and come for live Q&A. Keep your questions ready and I'll try to answer all of them in the time slot that I have provided. I told you I'll be there for 30 minutes. We are there for the past 32 plus minutes. I'll see you again next week on a live. It's your Biglee, over and out.